Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of untilit.works. This is the first cipher of the week of today. So, how it goes is that there's two ciphers. They're about 3 hours each, right? So, this first cipher, each cipher is made up of work sessions and break sessions, right? So what you just had was like a work session where you kind of just focus in, get what it is that you need to get done, and start working on it. Cool. These are the break sessions. This is where you get a chance to like stretch and take a walk or look at my dumb face for like 15 minutes, kind of, let your mind rest kind of thing. And uh, so this first break session is kind of like an orientation for folks who may not, maybe your first time or checking it out or what have you. So, but first, hi, I'm Dwayne. I'm a JavaScript developer advocate at Vonage, and I like to make random side projects. And so the thing is trying to find time to make those random side projects. And so created this so that I have a set block of time that if nothing else, I know I have that time to work on whatever it is I want to work on. And so, because I try to do it like throughout the week as well, but things get kind of, things get in the way or what have you. And so, like this week's been pretty good. So at work, a new blog post that I wrote came out, was released. That's cool. I submitted another blog post that's being released tomorrow, Monday. So I was getting that ready. Then I had not interview, but a meeting. So I built this thing for an internal hackathon, and looks like we may go forward with actually making it a real thing. So I had a meeting about that. That went well. So looking forward to start that. Another project that I've been working on, we're gonna like get back into. So a lot of stuff. So a lot of things happen throughout the week. But at least I know in my brain, because there is a countdown timer on the website that, well, for me, 6 hours I have are like dedicated to working on stuff. You know what I mean? So there's 3 hours, two ciphers make 6 hours total. And it's just kind of a way of being able to just have time to work on stuff. So I actually kind of look forward to doing this because I look forward to being able to work on these projects. And so hopefully just, the repetition and things and knowing it's there, it helps me at least know like, all right, at least I can work on it this time. So I don't beat myself up. You know what I mean? So, because I have a tendency to do that. So let's talk about where we're at now. This is, again, the break session, right? So your screen will automatically change to this when it's time for a break. And normally that's 15 minutes after the hour. Cool. So now, if you look above you, or above the screen, not actually above you, but on the top of the screen, you'll see the home, shop, subscribe, and log out. Unless you're not logged in, then it'll say login. Neither here nor there. All right. So subscribe. That has all the upcoming ciphers, right? Like I said, we do these once a week. All the times and dates are there, and they're in your local time. So you don't have to worry about doing any time zone math in your brain. So they should be local to you. And then you can subscribe to either all of them, one of them, and you'll get a push notification on the device you subscribed with. So like if you're on one laptop, you're not going to get if you're on a laptop, you subscribe, you're not going to get a notification on your phone because I don't know how they're connected. I don't know who you are really, unless you say something in the chat. So yeah, so there's that. Cool. So then below that, you see the video with me on there. Cool. Below that, you'll see like a little message saying that you may need to click play to start the video because it's a thing in the browser that it won't allow autoplay like videos with audio or something like that. It's a thing in the browser, so there's nothing I can do it. So if you don't interact with the site in any sort of way, like press a button or type something into the site, you may, when we switch over, it may look like it's frozen. So I put that there so you can click play and what have you. Yeah, and then next to that, we have the open closed caption. So what's happening right now is that as I'm speaking, my words are being turned into text through the speech recognition API that's built into the browser, at least Chrome. I believe other ones as well, but I'm using Chrome right now. And so hopefully what I'm saying is being accurately transcribed to text and pops up in that window, that little section when you click open closed caption button. All right, so it helps me be more thoughtful in what I'm saying to make sure and not to speak too quickly. So it also helps me doing it. So yeah. Then below that, you'll notice that there's the two buttons. One says add a clip. Another one says create a highlight video. So if there's anything you find interesting in these break sessions, you can add a clip and that'll take like 5 seconds. So like it maybe jumps back like 3 seconds and then goes on for 2 more seconds. So to try the best capture that moment. And yeah, so you get 5 of those. And then whenever you're done, you want to create a highlight video, you just click the button to create a highlight video. So what happens is we store the timestamps that you put in. Then when I hit stop broadcast, all that gets sent to a backend. So I have a bunch of different tasks that it does in the backend as far as like archiving the video and all that stuff. And so it does all that. And it takes the timestamps, goes to an API that takes the video, chops it up with the timestamps, using the timestamps as places to create the clips, puts the clips together, adds a custom intro with your actual username that you signed in with, so either Twitter or GitHub. And then I'll show you when we go to the work session screen how it'll look and how you'll be able to check out the highlight clip video that you made and share it on social media. So that's that. Cool. And then below that, you see the timer, the countdown till when we get back to work, and then a button to click join room. All right, cool. So that's where we're at now. Great. All right. So let me share my screen again. So we can show. So this is like they said, this is the break session. And then in like 7 minutes, we're going to go back to the work session. And that looks something like this, kind of, sort of, when it loads. So you'll see something similar to this. Like the background changes to like different nature scenes, which I think is kind of calming and kind of cool and hopefully help focus. But up here in the upper left-hand corner is an audio player. And so I know some pretty amazing producers who make some great music, and they submitted some tracks so I could use them in random projects. So this is one of my random projects. So this will scroll through a bunch of really good beats that you can like study to if you want to. It's not like it's like you have to have it playing. You know what I mean? So all right, so there's that, and then it's a Bandcamp player, so you can click the title to open up Bandcamp and learn more about it. You can actually buy it if you really like it. Support if you can. Then you can share it as well. But also, if you like the track, you can help spread the word by clicking this tweet button word thing there. What that'll do is open in a brand new tab or window, and it will go to Twitter, and it will pre-populate a tweet kind of promoting the artist. And so, if you like it, maybe at least do that, make the artist feel kind of good. A lot of independent artists have been kind of struggling. And so that's, a little bit of thing may brighten somebody's day, so there's that. Below that, then we have like the to-do section. So this is where right here where it says add a task, you add your task, hit enter or press the plus sign, and then it gets added to this space here under the to-do. There you'll be able to check off items. And when you check them off, they go to the done section. So if you click done, then that will open up all the items that were completed. Now, at the end of everything, nice little way to kind of tie that bow, you click the Twitter icon. And again, that will open Twitter in a new tab with a pre-populated tweet that has all your different tasks that you completed there in the tweet. So you can kind of like, I'm done, finished. With this tweet, I am done, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, cool. So then here, another timer, countdown timer. Cool thing is that timer right there is the same timer element that's right here in the break session. It's a web component I created, and it's actually any timer anywhere is the same web component. So just a little bit easier because I was going to reuse it a lot. I just made it a web component, and so I can just use it in a bunch of different places. All right, so this countdowns to the next break session, which again happens 15 minutes after the hour. So it's kind of like a good, you're like, all right, I got a few minutes. Let me get to a place where I can kind of stop, and save or what have you. And then, let my mind rest. Now, let's say you don't have a thing that you want to work on. So I have some tutorials here. So again, I'm a JavaScript developer advocate at Vonage. And so I have some of our tutorials there, things that I've worked on. And I like them. I think they're cool. And also for the fact that whenever with tutorials, I always like to think two goals that I have is that the person reading it is able to follow the steps and get the desired outcome, right? But not only that, but also understand what's going on in the steps and then take it further beyond what the tutorial gave you, do something more with it. And then you feel comfortable because you understand what's happening to be able to extend. So that is my hope for these. So we have one where you can, from your browser, call a phone number in the real world and talk, which is kind of amazing. And then the opposite, from an actual phone in the real world, call a virtual number and then be able to answer that in the browser. That's cool. And then also being able to have voice communication between two browsers. So it's how you kind of call up somebody in their browser and you have a conversation. To me, that's pretty cool. So there's that. But let's say, whoa, I don't even know what that means. What are you talking about? I don't know anything about coding. I have these other ones. So Free Code Camp and the Odin Project. From what I understand, those are really good starting places. I haven't done them, but I've heard they're good. People have told me that I trust that it is good. And so we have those. And so I think with that, because with coding, you can get started for free and then decide whether or not you want to spend more time or money to pursue it further and maybe make it a career or what have you. But just to try it out and see if you like it, you can do that for free, which is amazing. And so I'm a big fan of, trying stuff. So there's that. So that's the view tutorials. Below that, now let's say you're working on something and you get stuck, or maybe you're at a point and you're I would like to get feedback on something, right? That's what the Hakos are for. Hako stands for help a coder / creator out, right? And that is a place where you can click create, and that will allow you to create your own unique room. And you get a unique URL to be able to send to social media or link to a friend or somebody. And my hope is that so that link leads to your room where that person can request to join, right? And you'll see them pop up. And then you're able to actually click on their name. And so if you don't recognize them, you can click on the name. It'll open either the Twitter or GitHub that they logged in with. And you can kind of make the decision on whether or not you want to let that person join your room. So you can approve or deny them. Cool. Now, let's say everybody that's approved, you're working on a thing. You as the owner can share your screen. And my hope is that by doing that, people can see what it is or get a better understanding of what it is that you're trying to get done. And so, so hopefully, so now the different ways you can communicate, we have text. So there's a text chat. There's the audio chat, again, being able to communicate through audio through the browser. We also have speech to text and text to speech also. So I want to try and make it as many ways of people being able to communicate the way they want to. So that's there. And my hope is that everybody working on the thing will be able to come up with a solution and or the feedback that you're looking for. So that's the Hako, a community-driven, a session where you kind of just feedback session, whiteboarding session, just trying to get something done, brainstorming kind of thing. And then you can view some of the Hakos that are happening or past Hakos. Show and tell sign up. So now let's say you have a thing that you find super fascinating and interesting and you want to kind of talk about it. You can sign up for a show and tell where it's a lightning talk. That's maybe 5-10 minutes. And you just get to talk about whatever it is that you find interesting. It's a nice way, at least for me, to be able to practice my public speaking. So I would do this at meetups and be hey, this is the thing I find interesting. This is what I know about it. If you think it's cool as well, then, let's talk. And I found that was a pretty cool way of breaking the ice and being able to talk to people who are doing things that maybe they've been doing it or they also want to find out about it, and you can like learn together. All right, amazing things can happen when you just put yourself out there. So that's that. Then below is where the highlight stuff happens. So again, so that highlight clip, which reminds me, let me do create a highlight video. So what happens is now that all the timestamps that I just went through here, they get saved and then they get sent to the back end once the broadcast is over. So here, the highlight box, the status will say submitted while it's doing its thing in the back end, right? And then once that's done, it'll send a signal to your browser to let it know, hey, the status is done. And it'll look like this. And there'll be a view button. Then you can click that view button and it'll open up and you'll see like a preview of your video. So you can click play, watch the video. Then if you like it, then you can download it. So there's a button to download it, like you right click to save as. And then there's yet another button to where you can click it, press to send a tweet. And what happens, you click that, again, it opens up a tab in Twitter with a pre-populated tweet, and it has a unique URL to you so that the embedded preview, the card that comes up in Twitter is your video that shows, and then people can click the link and it'll take them to the archive of the video to watch the whole break session. So that's something kind of cool. I was like, I wonder if I could do that. And yeah, so through that unique URL can show your actual video, which is kind of cool. Now, Twitter sometimes doesn't, sometimes doesn't, sometimes. I don't know if that's a phrase. Show the embed. I guess it depends on if you're like on mobile or if you're on like desktop or whatever. Maybe if it's like iOS, I'm not sure, but sometimes it doesn't come up for me. So what I'll do is the downloaded video. Not only do I post that to Instagram, but I'll also attach it to the video, to the tweet. I'll attach the video to the tweet, and so that it always shows up. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Kind of like a little way of spreading like what it is that we're doing here, maybe getting the word out for other people who maybe want to also join. So that is everything there. So yeah, so let me stop sharing my screen here so that I can get ready to get y'all back to work. So again, hopefully you have something that you wanted to work on and you can make some progress on it, even if it's like a little bit, you know what I mean? Just consistently doing it can add up. And so, yeah, I think that's it. So I'm gonna get y'all back to work and we're gonna send y'all out like we brought you in with some tunes. And yeah, so again, 15 minutes after the hour, we'll be back here. So I wish you much productivity. And yeah, gonna go out on the song Nujabez featuring Apani B. The track's called Thank You, because thank y'all for hanging out. And so again, see y'all soon. And yeah, good luck with everything. Thanks, y'all. See you later. Peace. And here we go. All right, cool. Wow, I got a weird flicker, but hopefully that will go away. Okay, wait. Let me stop this because I'm getting a weird flicker. Of course, there's always something. Yeah, it looked like the flicker was coming up on a thing as well. Let me try this again. That was super weird. All right. Sorry about the flicker. Let's see here. Cool. That looked like it worked. Awesome. All right, y'all. Thanks again. See y'all later. Be easy. Peace.
But let me start from the heart. I just want to stay. I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. But let me start from the heart. I just want to stay. I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna